Hey, good evening. Good Friday evening to everyone. I'll get that in a minute. Let's talk a few minutes about the pain of comparison. Now, most likely, you're not thinking when you feel the emotional pain or you feel a little off, you might not be thinking that you're comparing, but I want to raise your awareness to this. Mom taught me a formula, so to speak, with comparison that I've never forgotten. She probably shared this with me over 30 years ago. And she said, Tanya, when you compare yourself to one another, you are either one up, meaning you feel like you're better than, or you're one down, meaning that you're less than. And I think all of us can attest that we have felt in both categories, either one up or one down. So it can be very, very painful. And then we try to offshoot it by compensating. So if we feel one down, we could do a couple of things. For me, mine was to withdraw, close up, hide, just kind of go into my shell. For others, when they feel one down, they want to try to override it with some kind of overt voice or statement or behavior or something. It's very, very subtle when we feel like we're not enough, when we are comparing ourselves to one another. And, let's take a look at when we are feeling one up. When we are feeling one up, we can be very critical of another person. We can think we know why they do what they do. We think we automatically know their motive and we judge it as impure. And we might think we're better than, and that can come across in our tone. That can come across in the extremes of really pointing the finger and blame and hatred. It can also come across as you feel the need that you need to teach everybody because they need to know what you know, and you're there to tell them whether they want it or not. So sometimes we can feel like we're one up and we're superior because we have knowledge or information that we know that they need, and we try to give that to them as well. So there's various ways that we try to offshoot or try to create that balance that we have within us when we're feeling off because we are comparing ourselves. Sometimes we might not even have a one-to-one interaction with somebody, right? Now we live in a world where social media is in our hands, literally. And so as our brain and our heart is looking at all of these things, your brain is constantly making calculations. Are we noticing what might be happening in the heart when we do that? Are we aware of what we're doing? Can you hold a neutral position? Can you feel good for somebody else's success? Can you be okay if someone is struggling and you're there to support rather than fix? If somebody is doing something that you think is wrong and you're tempted to point it out and let them know, can you pause for a moment and make sure your heart is in a good position before you do so? I think today, as we talk about the pain of comparison, I just really want to raise our awareness that we do it, and we do it a lot. And the freedom comes when we can be neutral. The freedom comes when we can see what is happening around us or see what is happening even in some of the exchanges and be okay and not go to that one up or one down position. It's a higher way. It's definitely a higher way to live. And that's what I'm inviting you to do. So join me with some higher way living as we let go of comparing ourselves to one another. I'll close with this. I can't remember what letter it was in, but I believe the Apostle Paul wrote and told us that it is not wise to compare yourself to one another. And I concur.